But nothing seals the deal like a rock-hard six-pack, whether you work for it or not. Since the early 80s, liposuction has been the most requested surgical shortcut to a thin body. But for rock stars, the latest in fat removal goes way beyond the cutting edge.
Everyone is familiar with liposuction, and to me, it's sort of old-fashioned. So I took it a step further.
Plastic surgeon Patrick Abergel has perfected a relatively new procedure he calls liposculpture, and it's a more refined way to suck out all those nasty fat cells.
We use very, very small instrument. We are able to really sculpt the body precisely to the point where now it's really an art. In LA, where the entertainment is really 80% of our practice, liposculpture is the most popular procedure, by far. In fact, I think this year we even have probably more musicians, I think, than actors.
Dr. Abergel can sculpt the chin, thighs, and back. But what's really hot is ab etching, getting rid of that spare tire to reveal buried treasures underneath.
Well, what we try to do is sculpt the body pretty much down to the muscle.
Of course, he's talking about the rock body holy grail, the six-pack. And for rock stars, it's an endless quest for vanity's sake.
Now, let's face it now, with the low-cut jeans, you have more of the abdomen that shows. And so rock stars want to make sure they have a perfect-looking stomach so they can buy the clothes they like.
That's what I'm looking for.
And spending an hour on Dr. Abergel's table is one of the quickest ways to a flat stomach.
The first step is to evaluate the patient and take a photograph and squeeze and evaluate the amount of fat that needs to be removed. We use the short wave to soften the fat tissue. Scalpel. Then we start removing the fat. We finish with the fat removal, and now we start the sculpture with the small contouring instrument. This is really to perfect the result with the ultimate precision. We're just under her rib cage. So that took us about 10 minutes to contour the waist, and we still got half a pound. Thick waist, thin waist.
Dr. Abergel says side effects like bruising and swelling go away in a week to 10 days.
The patient can go back to work the next day. They can go back to the gym within 2 to 3 days, which is quite amazing. And celebrities will feel more confident just to know that their body looks good, and therefore they become better at whatever they do.
And just like the rock stars he treats, Dr. Abergel considers himself an artist, a modern-day Picasso of fat, if you will.
Liposculpture and ab etching in general is definitely an art. We have to be really perfectionists to do good work.